Greetings, friends in love and light. And welcome to my channel. KJ Sagittarius here, also known as Lovely, for some of you that know me very well or well enough. So if any of you know me or have seen my videos, and I will reintroduce myself more along the way for those of you that are new. Welcome all my newbies, by the way. If you are new and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can get more creative content. And if you're not, if you have already subscribed, thank you for sticking it out with me so long and being with me on my journey. And hopefully you get to, well, you will, I'm sure, get inspired by my videos, and you will see why you subscribed to me to the first place. Who's that walking in the background? That's my dog. I have a new video, clearly, and I'm just going to touch base on where I've been in a little bit. But before we get to that, this video is about using numerology and good karma to manifest and create world peace and your own environment, your own reality, shaping your own reality and making it a reality for you. But just before we get to that, let's talk about where I've been for a little bit. So I have been MIA for a little while, and that's because I've been just on my journey, very preoccupied. I have a lot of free time on my hands now, so I guarantee and promise for my own self, not even for you all, just for my own self, to put out more creative content and more things that will uplift you and motivate you, because that is my ultimate purpose and that is my ultimate goal. And my journey brought me here to this moment of creating videos again and being missing for a while, because I've been educating myself and becoming more aware and growing and evolving. So let's just get to it and get to talking. I have a little book here. So today was creating good karma, making the world a positive place in simple ways. Despite having money or not having money, you can raise anyone's vibration and awareness by being aware. So let's just start with that. Hey, Oli. Let's just start with that. So you can raise anyone's awareness, strangers' awareness, or anybody's awareness by being aware yourself. And you don't, and you can change the world, and you can put positivity and build good karma for yourself and other people by just knowing and having knowledge of what to do and how to do things. So for example, using numerology. So myself personally, I like to pump gas certain numbers in my gas tank. So if any of you know me or have seen my videos, and I will reintroduce myself more along the way for those of you that are new. So I like to put certain numbers into my gas tank when I'm at the gas station. We're using the gas station example. I am a life path number 11. There's a lot of things about me surrounding myself with an 11. I vibrate at an 11. I can vibrate at the 2 frequency when I feel like I want to step out of the 11 frequency, but I vibrate at 11 majority of the time. I mean, it's always going to be, it's 100% of the time. So I like to put my number in my gas tank. So I will go on pump number 11, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. The other day, I pumped the gas to 1111. Now, we all subconsciously know what that means. Your genetic DNA code is a bunch of ones and zeros. It's essentially just a bunch of numbers. So you are going, if you take this stride to use numerology or use your awareness to wake up other people, you're going to get 2 types of people that are going to notice it. Putting 1111 in the gas tank is going to wake up or bring awareness to 2 types of people. People that are already aware and people that are asleep, so quote unquote. So the ones that are aware, they will see that 1111, okay, and they will know what it means. They will know that it's something to them, it's something that they've asked for, it's something that is giving them a message of something relatable to what they've been putting out in the universe, and they just know what it means, and it means something, and they know it's beyond, it's more than us, it's greater in the universe, it's greater than us in the universe, it is the universe, it is the ultimate being, the higher power. So that person will see that and just be like, okay, and have that feeling to go out there and fulfill their purpose, like do what they're supposed to do. They see their inspiration, they know they have validation, and they fulfill their purpose. Okay. On my end, it helps me because I'm making the world a better place by doing that knowingly. I'm knowingly trying to put positive energy out there, and it makes me feel good that I'm setting the next person up for success. I'm blessing the next person without them even knowing it, and they're a stranger. I'm sending them a message knowing that they know something that I know, and I know something that they know. We both know something, and we're both helping each other. So the other type of person that you would be essentially waking up are those that are asleep. So those that aren't very much aware of their surroundings, or the way that the world works, or like climate change, global warming, politics, mainstream media, life and death situations, wars that are happening, just things that are happening in the world and being aware of. Some of those people just choose to stay in their own bubble, and they choose to operate in their own type of world without knowing about all the detriments that are going on out there. They just kind of just flow through life like worker bees. So if you get that type of person, because you won't know. Let's say that they pull up behind them in the gas tank, and they get that 1111. Even though they may not know what that means, they may not know what 1111 means, they know that it means something. It triggers something inside of them. And here, and here, and here, and here, it triggers it inside of them. And because you are essentially a bunch of ones and zeros, the person that is not aware or not considered aware will see that, and it'll trigger something inside of their being. It'll trigger something inside of them that will let them know that something is greater than what they really are. So they'll see it, and because they are those numbers, and they see numbers, and they know it means something, even though they don't really know what it means, they know it, they feel something inside their gut, and that feeling leads them down a kind of like breadcrumbs, or like a rabbit hole. They'll go home, and they'll be like, that number, just something about that number looks distinctive and unique. Just the order of it, just 1111. It just looks, it's distinctive. It's a pattern, and we are made to recognize patterns. That's what we're made to do. So they will see that, and they'll be like, it just gave them a feeling. They might choose to go down a rabbit hole and educate themselves about that number, and educate themselves on why they got that feeling, and then that will lead them to awareness. Or it will just give them some sort of butterfly stomach motivation. Well, they will ultimately fulfill their purpose. They will see it, and they'll get something from it. It'll trigger something in their brain, a switch. And even if they don't do anything about it, that little hummingbird feeling in their stomach is motivating them to wake up just a little bit. It's waking up their dormant genes, that genetic ones and zeros of your DNA that's inside of you. It's ultimately going to wake that up. So that's a way that you could set things out and positively in the universe by using numerology. And you can use the gas pumps. You can tip someone certain numbers. You can tip someone exact change or exact numbers, like $7.77. You can just do certain things that would create good karma, like using numerology and blessing the next person. Not just using numerology, but blessing them, like using numerology to set it up at the gas tank. Like, that's good karma for you. It's coming back to you because you know the messages of the universe, and you know how to relay those messages to come back to you and to spread love and light and positivity to around the world, creating world peace. When someone jokes to insult or not say what they really mean, you call them out on it. Okay, respectfully, of course, respectfully. So this type of tactic is, a little harsher for some people, but to push them towards awareness, especially those that are considered sleep. So, everybody does jokes, like they say something, like myself personally, I'm a shorter person. I'm on the short. I'm 4'11", 4'10" and a half, 5 feet on a good day. So I have like 3 different heights. So people like to tease me about my height. like frequently. That's like an open conversation. That's like their way of communicating with me. It's either my looks or my height. That's like their way of communicating with me, or my tattoos, you know, because people use appearance, what they see first. But the thing about that is, it's like judging a book by its cover. And you don't know what you're saying to people that might possibly be an insecurity. So that's what awareness is for. It's to know that you don't know what offends people. So as people that I have conversations about this with, they're always like, well, I think your height is cute. I think that you're cute, and I wouldn't feel bad about my height, and you don't like your height. Like, I didn't ask you all those questions. You came to me, and the first thing you said to me was, dang, you short as hell, you know, but you cute though. Like, how is that a compliment? Spreading love and light is giving someone positive feeling, positive motivation, genuinely. Complimenting someone, the definition of a compliment, you know, in a nutshell, is saying something to someone that makes the other party feel good. The other party, not you saying something insulting and then trying to cover it up and just like sugarcoat it, you know, because jokes are a way for people to say how they really feel, and that is just the truth. You know, people use jokes sometimes to say how they really feel. That's why there's sarcasm. You know, you say it in a way where the blow will be less offensive. You know, like they really want to say something about my height, and they really probably are curious and want to ask me about it, and just a little excited about it because I think they think I'm cute, and they haven't really seen someone kind of small this way that is cute, and they want to speak about it. But the way that they go about it is not in a kind way, because you never know what people's insecurities are. You never know what insecurities people have. So that essentially means, like, some people may not think that my height is an insecurity because I'm short, but it can be, and in a way it is to me. I would say I'm a little bit insecure about it because other people created that in me. They built that in me, you know, over a period of time, because that's always the first thing people say, or that's always a conversation starter. They can't like not say anything about my height. But don't feel bad for me. Trust me. Do not feel bad for me. I'm very confident in who I am. And I also have inspirations that I look to that make me feel better about that. And I'll touch base about that maybe in another video, but do not feel bad about me. We all have insecurities, and we all choose how we deal with them. And I'm a very strong person with thick skin, so I choose to deal with mine differently. And the way that I choose to deal with those insecurities is by calling people out on it and protecting my energy. So by that I mean the jokes, the sugarcoating and all that, the insulting, the bullying you because I like you. You know, some men use that tactic and some women as well. I just call them out on it. Like, I just call them as I see them. Respectfully, I had to learn that, you know, because you know, people don't really know what they're saying. That's where ignorance comes in. They don't really know. They just, the way that they were raised or the environment that they were in, saying things like that was okay. Being blunt and honest was okay. I'm a very blunt person. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a very blunt person. I'm an 11. I'm a little sometimes outlandish and not very tactful at times. But that is something that I work on every day and try to be more aware about. So I just call people out on their BS. You know, if you're insulting me, you know, I'll just be like, hey, you say what you mean and mean what you say. Is there something that you feel like you want to say to me? Or, you know, or if they say something about my height, and I'll just, you know, try to come at them in a nice way where I'll joke about it, but, you know, don't cross me. So if they'll say something about my height, and I'll be like, man, can you get this for me? Blah, blah, blah. And it'll be a stranger like, yeah, I know you can't reach it, or, you know, what you think you was about to reach that, you got to climb up the railings, or just really extra, and you never know how much that might hurt a person. So, you know, I just say things to them like, oh, wow, well, good thing I didn't have some sort of deformity, or good thing maybe I wasn't, you know, sensitive or depressed or insecure, or good thing that I'm not, you know, somebody that has low self-esteem, or what if I was a little person, would you have said something like that to me, or would you just, do you feel like it's okay for you to say to me because I'm not shaped like a little person, but if it was a little person, you would just either look at them and know that they probably have an insecurity, but because I look normal to you in a way, I don't deserve that same respect. You feel like you could just say anything to me. So it's kind of like you have to call people out on their BS. You have to just call them as you see them in a tactful way, where you're building good karma, and you're waking people up that being politically correct isn't so bad. Being, sensitive to other people's feelings isn't so bad, because you can say what you want to say and get your point across without, being so abrasive. If you want to say something about somebody's height and you appreciate how they look, build a kind of a conversation with them first that doesn't focus so much on that, and open the door for it. Don't just come at them with it. That's just, at least in my opinion. Be yourself, your authentic self at all times. Say what you mean and mean what you say, vice versa. That's kind of like goes hand in hand with what I was saying before. But for you be yourself at all times, your authentic self. Don't let anybody, try to change you. There's so many people out there that are like you, similar to you. They understand you, and they don't want to feel like they're alone. And if you feel like you have to constantly adapt and be a chameleon and change yourself back, fit in sometimes, but if you feel like you have to constantly change who you are, change your personality just to be around other people, just to gain friendship or recognition or whatever you're looking for, you're ultimately not going to be happy in the end. You're not going to be happy with what you've gained across that journey, because you're not authentic with yourself. You're not who you really are, and that is going to start playing out in your relationships, your job, your life, your emotions, how you feel. You have to be your authentic self, because the more your authentic self, the more people respect you. And they may not say it to you. You might be in a crowded room and everybody might think the same, and you just choose to be yourself and disagree or agree with people, and be that one person disagreeing. Guarantee there's somebody in that audience that's not speaking that feels the same way that you do. And you doing that changes the world, because they can go out there and be themselves. And they may not have done it right then and there, because they still have to work on themselves and their confidence. But seeing you be confident in who you are and not budging and staying authentic and staying genuine to your true self, that helps other people be genuine and authentic with themselves. And that's what we want. We want like authentic people out here. No fakers, no. You want real people around, and people who can communicate with each other positively. Don't judge, don't be judged. Practice emotional intelligence. So judging, that kind of goes with the sarcasm and the compliments. You're just going off of people's first appearance, first looks. Get to know people. Try not to judge them. Don't be judged. Don't let anybody judge you. If somebody has an opinion, they are entitled to that opinion. They can feel the way that they feel, and you can't take that away from them. But don't let anybody place things on you, place labels on you, or say that, no, you are like this and you are like that, and you do this and you do that. Like, whoa. Like, you don't even know me. You know what I mean? You can't, don't take it on. Protect your energy. Protect who you are. You know who you are. You are the only one that knows who you are. You, the universe, and the higher being, the ultimate one. You are the only ones that know who you are. Your mommy don't know who you are. Your daddy don't know who you are. Sister, brother, friends, cousins, your teacher, they don't know you. You know you because you're in here. Okay, you speak to the higher being. He's in here. She's in there. Whoever. The one that created you, the greatest creator, the ultimate creator, knows you inside and out. And you know you inside and out. Nobody else can do that, because they're not inside of your head. So you can't take their things as factual. You can take it with a grain of salt. You can take it into consideration. You can see, okay, I can see why they think I have those qualities, but that's not how I am. And you can kind of use that to grow and evolve, so you can be the person that you are, and that you really are, and have people see that if you choose to do that. But don't let people place their labels on you and their judgments on you and take it. because that will destroy your energy, and those are energy vampires. So you want to practice emotional intelligence by being sympathetic with people and how they feel and their opinions of you, but you want to practice that emotional intelligence by blocking, what they're saying, in the sense that you're not taking it on yourself, taking it home with you and putting it in your head and accepting it. You want to have healthy debate and be able to disagree and explain yourself in the verbiage where they may not agree with you and they may not like it, but they understand it for you. They respect it and they accept it because that's who you are, and you don't seem to be judging. You don't seem to be, budging. You don't seem to be moving about it or showing lack of confidence. Once you show lack of confidence and you let it take you on, they can see that they got you. They see that it is true, that it worked. You are like that because you show what they say. But once you refrain, like, oh, that's not me at all, and you give valid points, and you maintain your composure, then eventually they will see that, and the more that you do that, other people emulate what they see, because they respect it. Smile often and give genuine compliments. So smiling is really big. I know it's hard for a lot of us. You think how easy it is. It's easier to smile than it is to frown. It takes more muscle to smile than it does to frown. Everybody knows that saying. But it's just, if you're like me, kind of, sometimes you don't want to deal with people. It's hard to just smile at strangers. And then sometimes these days and age, smiling at people is just, it welcomes a lot of things that are just like, you don't really feel like dealing with. You smile at someone, they just think that's an invitation. And you kind of gotta know, pick and choose your battles. But smiling spreads love and light, and it makes people feel better. Reassure people. Somebody might be nervous about something, and they just look over at people. They looking at you. You're a stranger, and if you looking at them like this, then they look over at you. They might have had a bad day, or maybe somebody passed away in their life, or maybe they're worried about a job or a concern, or maybe you just had a thought. Maybe they just had a thought, like, they're sitting there in the park, and they're like, oh my God, I'm really nervous, and should I send this letter, for this job request, and should I send it? And they're typing the email, and they're just like looking around, and they're like, okay, higher being, universe, if you give me a sign, or you do something to just like help me, or should I, or even if they don't even say that, just like, should I do this? And they question themselves, should I send this letter, should I do it? And then they just look around, and they look over and they see you. They just be the sort of person that they happen to see. If you just look back at them and you just go, that is reassurance for them. You just reassure them. They would just be like, smile back. If they can't help, even if they don't smile, they'd just be like, okay, what the hell was that? But they had a question in their mind, and you validated that for them. You could, like, you never know when that happens. Just because you went, that might have meant you can do it. Whatever question they had, do it. Like, then they fulfill their purpose. Just because that person over there did something so small, in their mind, they took it like it was something so big. Just because you smiled at them. Like a genuine smile, a genuine feeling, a genuine compliment. Give a genuine compliment. Like if you see someone and you know that it's something that you're insecure about, but they seem to do it so very well. For example, myself, just going back to my height, I have something on my bucket list where, and this kind of goes into it. Genuine comment. My next one was seek and take opportunities to achieve the goals on your bucket list. Seek and take opportunities to achieve the goals on your bucket list. So just to piggyback off of give compliments and to take opportunities to achieve goals on your bucket list, something on my bucket list pertaining to my height is that little people are my inspiration. Little people are one of my inspirations because one of my insecurities built over a period of time from other people, from outside people, kind of taking in on what they say, letting my subconscious soak it in. I've noticed that the more that I watch videos or movies or shows with little people in them, I feel so much better. I just feel so inspired. And I don't mean that insultingly. Like, I don't mean it like, little people are littler than me so they make me feel better. But in a sense, yes, they do, because that is their purpose. Their purpose is more than one purpose, but their purpose for me, for someone like me, is that they make me feel better. You know, I saw this video of two women that were little people. One was 3'4" and the other was 4 feet. And both of them were just so beautiful. I mean, well proportioned, just great looking, beautiful women, very confident, smiled every day. They were talking about the struggles they had, and you know, just being teased and being stared at and things like that. And I go through a lot of that type of things too, teased and being stared at and stuff, but theirs is on an entirely different level, and they tolerate so much more than I can. I get irritated about stuff like that. I get irritated, you know, about certain things, and then I start to wonder, the more I go on the journey, the more I put my inspirations out there and look at those type of people, I realize that, man, we know that somebody has it worse off than you, but we don't see it. Sometimes we choose to block it out. We don't remember it. I choose to remind myself that somebody has it worse off than me. That makes me feel better and more positive about who I am. And the people that are little people are inspirations. That's their purpose. At least for me, their purpose is to inspire people like me who are not as short, who are not that short, but short enough to be teased and kind of bullied and just deal with some of the sarcasm and the way that some of the things that they deal with. But because they deal with it on an entirely different level, on such a grander scale, they're able to tolerate more. And that makes me think, like, I can tolerate things. I can do that too then. If they seem so happy, like they live their life. And one of the things I wanted to do on my bucket list is to tell a little person when I see them, how they inspire me, how they make me feel better, because especially the ones that I watched on the video, they were just so positive. They said they wanted to make change, and they wanted people to see, you know, like they're not different, and they're not this, and they're not that, and they can do these things, and they can do that. And that's how I feel. Like, everybody comes in shapes and sizes and colors, and why do we all have to point out certain things about people when we see them? And I don't understand why they do that to me. But then I think about, they do that to these people all the time. You know what I mean? They do that to them, and I only get like a tip of the iceberg of what they experience. And if they can do it, I can do it. You know, they're made for people like me. You know, I'm not the shortest person in the world. You know, I just thought that I was just like, oh my God, I'm just dealing with this crap with people. You know what I mean? But there's people out there that are dealing with it worse, like more. And I think that is what they're for. That's why they were made that way, to inspire me, because I have this insecurity, and it makes me feel better because somebody can handle more, and they're dealing with more, and they can handle it. They're showing me that it's manageable. You can still live your life, and it doesn't even matter what everybody else says. And their esteem was just so high, and that builds my self-esteem. That's making me feel better, and it's making easier for me to not get as angry at people or take them as seriously, and just to educate them calmly, rather than when I was younger, just like go off on them. So yeah, giving genuine compliments, and seeking the opportunity. So my opportunity would be to just go to a little person when I see them, you know, respectfully. You know, I know how to respectfully approach people, and that's the thing. You have to know how to respectfully approach a person, to let them know how you feel that they are inspiration, because that's how you make the world a better place. Do the things on your bucket list. If you've ever seen something, you've ever had a question, or you've been curious, don't stare, just ask. They prefer to ask. You know, certain people prefer you ask, like if they have a physical deformity, or you know, they have something different or unique about them, or they're blind, or anything that you don't know about. Just like children, you ask why, but now that we're adults, you ask respectively. And I've just wanted to inform someone that is considered a little person that I appreciate them for who they are, and what they represent, and how inspiring they are to someone like me, because they choose to live they choose to live their lives, some of them positively and happily, and accept who they are. Like, and I love that. I just love that. So that's something that I wanted to kind of have a conversation about with someone of that physical stature, like, you know, similar to myself, I guess. So that was that one. And the next one and final one, I would say would be to communicate with strangers, ask questions, and be more vulnerable to the universe, wisely, of course. You never know how the universe will help you and another. Okay, so that kind of piggybacks off of previously what I was talking about, seeking opportunities for your goals on your bucket list. Communicating with strangers and asking questions to be more vulnerable with the universe. So if you have a question that you've been asking yourself and you're trying to get to a goal, excuse me, Woo. A little bit of Red Bull. If you're trying to get to a goal and you're trying to achieve this goal, and you either meditate about it, pray about it, talk aloud about it, think about it, you try to figure out what you can do to get yourself to that goal and to reach that goal. So you ask the universe questions. You just ask you ask whoever you speak to questions, or yourself in the mirror, to communicate with yourself to figure out how you can get there. The ultimate being, the ultimate creator, the universe, Mother Nature, we are all connected. We're all, physical things and, things that are alive, things that are not alive, this chair, couch, our environment, everything is, vibrating, everything is connected, everything is, being communicated with, energies are flowing. Strangers and people are a big part of that. They are a big part of it because we choose to block certain people out. We choose to not speak to the universe because we're blocking people out. But since we're humans, it's easier for us to get answers from the universe because we can understand them very clearly. We can speak the language of a human, English, or if you're bilingual, if you speak any other language, you can communicate with a human by asking them a question. Strangers are good for that because they have an outside opinion. And you never know, the question that you're asking is like a coincidence, or it's a meetup with the universe, because the question you're asking might be a question that they will have the answer to. And it might be something that you're helping them with, and you don't even know it. We are all extensions of God, of the ultimate being, of the higher purpose, of the creator. We are all extensions of them, of him or her. And since we are extensions, we can communicate with each other. So if you have a curiosity, or if you are closing people out, that's why they say block your blessings. That's why Christians and certain people use that verbiage that you're blocking your blessings. If you're not welcoming people in, then you limit yourself to the answers and the responses of the universe. You can ask somebody a question if you're like, how can I do this? Or if you be more open to conversation, and people come up to you and they think that you're curious looking, or they're interested in you, you can be a little more open, more vulnerable to conversation, because you never know where the topic may lead. You never know where the conversation may lead. It may lead to the answer that you were looking for the question. They may have something that you didn't know, and you apply it to that, and then you help them, or you helped yourself. Or they may, it may just be because the universe uses them as a tool. I mean, that's what it does. It uses people as a tool, so you can cause and bring awareness to each other. So you never know how the universe will help you and another person. So being more vulnerable to other people wisely. Don't just invite people in. Don't just be telling everybody your business and stuff and where you live. You kind of feel people out. You feel their energy, and you pick and choose who is a good person to communicate that with. But you can have a question about the weather with a stranger, and it will go somewhere, and you can relate that to your purpose on your journey. In closing, ultimately, we've gone over some great tips, and those tips were using strangers to communicate and get to your ultimate goals, and being more vulnerable with the universe. Seek and take opportunities to achieve those goals and on your bucket list. Using emotional intelligence to don't be judged, don't judge others. Smiling often, giving compliments. Calling people out on when they don't say what they mean or mean what they say, and just calling people out on their BS. using numerology to make the world a better place, using numbers, putting numbers out there, 33, 11, 22, using master numbers to wake people up, putting it on receipts, putting it on tips, writing notes, giving advice. After you get a bill, you have a meal, write a note on there, just put 11, $11 tip, and say what that person could have done better, or say what that person did really good and what you appreciate about that person. Put those type of things on there respectfully, so you can bring awareness and let them know what their strengths are and maybe their weaknesses and how they can make that better. You can do these things without money, of course, and you don't need money to make things better. That's materialistic, and when you use materialism as the sole purpose of you trying to make the world a better place, it won't be as effective, in my opinion, because it's based off of something that's not genuine and natural. So in the end, spread love and light. Just be, a positive person. Build good karma for yourself and for others. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel again, please subscribe so you can get more creative content. And thank you so much, everyone, for sticking it through with me, watching my video, and subscribing. And let me know how you all feel about this and more ideas and what other ideas I can use to create more videos. I'm moving through it. I'm back now. I know it's been such a time, and I've been doing a lot of things. I've been working, but now I have a lot of free time on my hands. And because of that, I will be creating more videos, and I will be more productive, more motivated, and I feel like I'm growing to where I need to be, and that's where I'm here right now. So please subscribe so you can get more videos. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for wanting to spread love and light. If you're watching this video, you're already on your way to awareness, and that's a great thing to think about. And the more you think about it, the more you become it, because you have to believe it to see it, and see it to believe it. And I'm going to leave you with this final quote, and remember this: a negative mind will never give you a positive life. Okay, so if you have a negative mindset, you will never live a positive life, because you shape your reality. You manifest your reality. If you live in a negative reality, you're gonna get a negative reality. Your reality will be like that, just like people who seem ignorant and they don't know anything that's going on. That's the reality they choose to live in. So you cannot live a positive life with a negative mindset. All right, so make sure you change who you are positively, and the outside will follow. If you change, if you evolve your inside and build your inside and positive, spread love and light and vibrate love, the outside of your universe, of what you see, will follow. It will be that way. If you believe it, you will see it. Okay, so thank you again for being here. Spread good karma, create world peace, and be a good person every day. Your definition of a good person, your authentic self. And thank you, and love and light. Have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing, great day. See you next time.